Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing Love is Blind Season 10, Episode 2. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So, the last episode left us on a cliffhanger with one of the girls being sent to the hospital. Turns out the girl was Alyssa. And at first I was like, this better not be some kind of, oh, we made the situation bigger than it is. The girl thought she was grabbing eye drops, and instead she grabbed nail glue and put that in her eyes. That is terrifying. That is terrifying. She would have taken the experiment literally. Thank God she's okay. Thank God she's okay. Okay, so then we have the reveal between Victor and Christine. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Wow. Wow. Love your eyes. Your lips. I want to ask you again, be my wife?
I could not be happier.
I just feel like the shoe's gonna drop. I don't want it to, but I feel like it is, and I hate that for them. But I love their reveal. I love the fact that they were just standing there hugging, just soaking in the moment for as long as possible. Oh, it was so good. She was concerned that she might not be his type because he's dated so many different kinds of women. But unless he's fooling me, he looked very pleased with who he was looking at. I think he genuinely likes this girl. Even when he's complimenting her, it's just like all these lovely things, and it doesn't feel like fluff. It feels like he's being for real. And then he walked her, so they were in his little holding area. He walked her all the way back to her holding area just for him to walk. I was like, oh, and he's chivalrous? Like, please, please. I really like these two. I hope I'm not falling for the okie doke, because right now, this is my favorite couple. In the women's quarters, Emma is crying because she feels like she was gaslit by Steven. Sweetie, wipe them tears and let's keep pushing. You got two other connections. Respectfully, we got other things to focus on.
I feel so gaslit. Thinking I'm like,
No.
Wait, so did you say the first guy was your number one?
No. Been like 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3. Like, is there anything that like stands out about me?
I think we have the same values. The only thing that scares me a little, the conversation that we had with the kid thing.
I was actually adopted. I do not know who my birth family is. I'm afraid of health issues.
It's clear that Mike cannot let go of the dream of having kids. And I don't blame him if that's something that you always saw for yourself. It's a hard thing to let go of just from a few days in a pod with a stranger. So I get it. But if it's so much of a deal breaker for you, then act like it. Because for me, as soon as you say you're even indifferent about having kids or you're not sure about, on to the next. So he's holding on to this hope that maybe she'll change her mind or whatever. And he keeps saying, I'm not trying to change her mind, but you're obviously trying to change her mind. I just think it's better to go somewhere else than try to force it with somebody who's just not on the same page as you. She does open up about her adoption. She talks about the skin condition. She talks about being afraid that she might pass on certain ailments to her children. And I asked you guys if she's able to get genetic testing without knowing her family history, and y'all said yes. One of y'all even said you too are adopted and you were able to figure all that stuff out. So I'm just like, Emma, this feels like, I don't want to say excuse, but excuse is the only word that I can come up with now. I would rather her just say, I'm hesitant to have kids. That scares me. I'm terrified. Instead of, oh, it's because I'm adopted and, I just don't know what I could give to my kids. And you might give them nothing. You might have all the history in the world and give them nothing. You might have nothing that shows up in your charts and still give them something. I think it's more so that you're not sold on having children yet, and that's okay. I just need her to get to that point, So then Mike opens up about how he flatlined as he was a baby. Terrifying. My brother was born with the tubes tied around his neck. Terrifying. Not the tubes, child. The umbilical cord, sorry. Tied around his neck. So yeah, he perceives that as foreshadowing for how resilient he is, and he commends her for being resilient for what she's gone through. But I'm like, yeah, and as much as I do like their connection, I do feel like they have more depth than she does have with her other person. this child thing is going to always be a point of contention. Sweetie, let it go. And the sweetie is Mike. He just needs to let it go. Emma has the same conversation with Connor. He doesn't seem to press the kids thing as much, so it makes sense for them to want to keep nurturing this connection. Yeah, Mike, I'm sorry. You just gotta let it go. I get that you like the girl, but these are fundamental things that you're not in alignment with. So I just, I personally would not take the gamble. But hey, I'm me and you're you. So that's up to you, child. Yeah, Emma has the same conversation with Connor. He says, honestly, I think that you would be an amazing mother if you were to decide to be a mom. He just comforts her and she gets emotional and all that. He then admits that he struggles to open up, which, yeah, obviously. And he commends her for sticking with it, like sticking with the connection, even though he hasn't been able to be as vulnerable as he would like. This would have been a moment to then be vulnerable, and I don't feel like he was. So it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do it. Like, sir, I get that you're a slow burn. I get that this is a lot for you, but like, time is of the essence, yeah? At some point, we're gonna need to create something solid here. Emma is then gonna say that her gut is telling her that her person is Connor. You feel like getting him to open up is like pulling teeth and you think this is your person. Not to say that you should go with Mike because yes, that fundamental difference is gonna be an issue, but like, I don't know that Emma knows what she wants. Yeah, I don't, I was wondering if we were gonna get to see Jordan on our screens, but sure enough, we do. He has a connection with Amber.
When I was first interviewing, I said having a kid was a deal breaker. She has a kid, which is like so much pressure. What type of guys do you usually go for?
Looks-wise or?
Looks-wise, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's not like some 6-year-old man that's like fat.
Just to let you know, I'm a 61-year-old man.
God damn it.
So Jordan came onto the show saying that it would be a deal breaker for him to be with a single mom. Then he goes and connects with the only single mom in the season. Interesting. As he is dating her more, it is playing on his mind that she is a mom. What's that gonna look like? I didn't plan for this, whatever. I do think that there is time for his perspective to change, but I wouldn't, in this kind of experiment, I wouldn't move forward, honestly. So, and the people who have kids who come on the show, don't get me wrong, like, you deserve love too, whatever, yes, woo. But you are putting your child's life in so much danger. And as much as these people are vetted, big quotes, okay? People are people at the end of the day. And a month is not a good enough time frame to really suss out somebody's character. Like, I wouldn't have faith in 4 weeks to say, yeah, I'm going to legally bind myself to you and my child. Yeah, no. And I don't even think, well, listen, how you perceive somebody isn't necessarily how they are. I don't think Jordan would be the type to put a child in harm, but we do not know that. We surely do not know that. And the way that he's so hesitant walking into this, being with somebody who is a mom, I'm like, no, that would be enough for me to just call it. Either way, they are nurturing this connection. She opens up about all the scrutiny she got being a young single mother. Naturally so, that does make sense. But she said in time, it just was like water off her back. She's a mom, it's not gonna change. So people's opinions about her are not gonna shake her anymore. He opens up about being called stupid by one of his teachers. Honestly, some of these people in education, the worst of the worst. Somebody said something similar to my brother and then they discounted me because I was related to him. I'm like, oh, y'all the dumb ones, for real. But anyways, he felt validated when he ended up finishing school. He was like, oh, so I am smart. It was just that one, nincompoop. But then he was dating somebody who resurged that insecurity. I'm not sure what she did or said, but he says that he had that feeling of not feeling good enough. I don't have a lot of faith in them being able to support each other where their insecurities are concerned. I feel like they are both in the position where they need the reassurance, and I'm not sure if they'll be able to give each other the reassurance, but I don't know, stranger things can happen, right? Then they start talking about attraction. And he's like, oh, will you be attracted to me or whatever, something along those lines. I don't remember. She says, I mean, as long as you're not 60 and fat, we good. Oh, well, he's not 60. Yeah, he is a bigger dude. I don't think he's like a big ogre or something, but he is a bigger dude, and not everybody's into that. So, best of luck. In the women's quarters, Tyler is trying to suss out if her man has another connection. You know, like, is he feeling anybody? She's kind of putting seeds out there. Nobody's taking the bait at all. Kia is remaining silent on purpose. I think at this point she already could tell that her competition was Tyler, but she wasn't going to say nothing. So Tyler then goes into the pods, making sure that she secures that number one spot.
If you are my husband, I will make whatever work. That's not a hard decision for me. If we were to be married, right? Like what I just said, I meant it. Is there anything that your kids could do, maybe distance yourself from them? Like their sexuality?
You are who you are. I would be welcoming, you know.
My kids would love me.
Yeah.
They would probably have to go to therapy for some reason because of me.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm gonna be a great mom. Oh my God, my mom loved me too much.
So it is confirmed that Tyler would drop everything for a man. I hate that for my sis. I do. I had the feeling, but I thought maybe I was just reading into what she said. But this time she said categorically, my husband above anything else. And I'm like, oh my gosh. After you just talk about how hard it was to get to the level that you're at in your career, and you just gonna drop that off for a nigga. Anyways, she then says she feels like she was called to be a mother, and I don't doubt that she feels that way. I don't doubt that she'd be a good mom. It just scares me, the mindset that she has. I feel like she's the type to lose herself in the role of being a mother and a wife. I'm not saying that being a wife should not be, you know, a pride that you carry, or being a mother should not be a pride that you carry. Like, completely understand. One thing about me, I'm not gonna give up on the core of who I am for that man. I love him down, but I'm still me. And I fear that Tyler might be a little male-centered, a little too male-centered, and I just don't want her to lose herself. That's all. Anyways, he opens up about almost losing his mom when he was in his late teens, and he says it changed a lot about him. He didn't really say what it changed, but I would assume it made him more family oriented. It made him appreciate life more. I think it was she had a blood infection in her leg, and so she had to get her foot or her leg amputated. I don't remember which one it is, but yeah, he now takes care of his mom, like still to this day, and that's going to be important later on. Kevin, I don't know, goes and tells Tyler that he only has strong feelings for her. So I was under the impression that he was going to go into his date with Kia to say, hey, let's just be friends. That's not what happened.
I don't want to play with anyone's heart, you know?
Yeah.
I really, you know, just kind of been, you know, thinking more.
I'm a big girl, so
yeah.
Let me know what's up.
Yeah. I do want to learn more about you. I have stronger connections out there too.
That's a toughie.
I know.
So obviously Kia could tell, okay, he's trying to tell me something, but he's not being clear with it. Like, what is it? Tell me straight. He does not tell her straight. He says he has a strong connection somewhere else, but he does like getting to know Kia. He wants to get to know her more, blah, 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 whatever. At this point, I feel like Kevin was showing signs that he wanted to have his cake and eat it too, because what would be the purpose of pursuing things with Kia when you said in the first episode, you only see her as like a best friend type situation? And I also think that the deeper conversations, at least up until this point, were with Tyler and with Kia. Like, yeah, they have a vibe. Things are great. Like, she's a ball of sunshine. It seems like he just wants to have the best of both worlds, and I don't know how fair that is, you know? So then they have another date, and Kia opens up about her mom being an addict, and she subsequently had to be raised by her grandmother. She also then shares another story that's related to her father. I don't quite remember the story, but from there, she now has a watch that reminds her that there's never the perfect time, so you have to just live in the moment. She also says that living in the moment means that you should be able to have those hard conversations. So So this leaves Kevin being like, ooh, I got a lot to think about. And I'm thinking you better come to a conclusion very quickly, because here is Tyler in the women's quarter talking about my man. And then referring to Kia as the side piece. Sort it out, Kevin. Tyler then walks into her date with Kevin, and she can sense that the vibe has shifted between them. So she's trying to get to the bottom of what's going on, and he is beating around all the bushes.
I don't know that I understand how you feel, you know?
You were the first person that I really gravitated towards, right? Now it's just like, I don't know. Fuck, this is so hard.
I feel like you're struggling.
No, I get that. I wasn't expecting, shit is just weird. It's all over the place, bro.
The way this man was pissing me off, can you come on out and say it? You're a big man. Right, I think maybe, I'm just, you are the author of confusion, sir. This man is gonna say, oh, I don't like that you would just pick up and come to me without having any other reasons why you would be moving. But then I need to stay where I'm at to take care of my mom. But then we need to meet in the middle. What that mean? What are you trying to say? Like, what are you actually trying to say? He's like pushing her away, but pulling her close. And like, I don't get it. Anyways, in this moment, Tyler decides what I'm not gonna do is be toyed with like this. And this guy starts to talk about all these lovely things about her. She says, respectfully, save it. I know I'm a great woman. And honestly, who you're choosing over me is also a great woman. I'm not even mad at that. But miss me with the fluff, miss me with the gays, miss me with the foolishness. I'ma go. I'm glad. For now. I'm glad that in this moment she was able to put her foot down and make the decision for herself instead of waiting for him to make a decision, because the way that she was talking about how it's her man above anything else, I was like, ooh, I don't know if she's able to stand on business, but well, I still don't know if she's able to stand on business, to be honest with you. But anyways, he is confused how things ended so abruptly, and I'm thinking, you're mixy. You are mixy. People are trying to get married at the end of this process. If you're unable to make things clear, and say things like they are, be a man of integrity, be honest, be vulnerable, be like, make your intentions known, then what am I doing with you? I'm gonna go. Jordan and Amber have another date. She reassures him that he isn't stepping in as a replacement father. Her child has a father, and he's a good dad at that. So literally they'll just be vibing. It's nice to say in theory, but he's still gonna be like a father. He's not just gonna be a good time guy, like he still has to be a dad in some form or fashion. But either way, he feels comforted by that. He then reads her a letter that he wrote for her saying all these lovely things about her. And I gotta say, I appreciate the letters, because back when they used to sing these songs in the pods or write the poems, oh my gosh, no. Can't stand that. At least the letters feel genuine. And so far, the two letters we've seen, this letter from Jordan and the letter from Victor, they do seem like, the guys do seem like they're paying attention to the girl that they're on the date with. They're talking about who the person is at their core, not, oh, you make me feel this way, or I can't wait to dream about this. Like they're actually talking about real things they've observed on these dates with the women. And I love that. Subsequently, he proposes. She says yes, but unfortunately, we only get to see the reveal in the next episode. So as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.